credit to Texas Tech coming in here and especially in that second half, coming out and with the fire and tenacity to grind out this game. And what quite the turn of events from going, us going up 16 that first half, and being down 13 there late. So we kind of did the same thing to Kansas State, a 29-point turnaround last week. So credit to them. They made shots and they're a good basketball team, but we got to do a better job. I told the guys in their locker room it's hard to beat anybody when they get 16 more shots than you do, and off our turnovers they had 16 points off our 14 turnovers. So we got to do a better job taking care of the ball and getting something good on each and every possession and figuring out ways to get stops to win games in this league.
Questions for the players first?
So RaeQuan, after you guys had that hot start, they started hitting shots. Something defensively you didn't do, or were they just making shots?
Overall, they're hitting some tough shots, and a few of them were wide open, which is just a broken defensive play on our end. It's just being, awake, the entire possession and not letting them get open. But they hit them.
Kobe, sort of the same for you. Did you guys think you did things poor defensively at that point, or as Ray said, they just hit shots?
Yeah, as Ray said, they were hitting shots, never open shots, but I feel like we could have did a better job of defensively.
Kobe, this was kind of a secondary start to the game, but just getting a chance to, you guarded Joe a little bit during the game, and got to know him a good bit last year. Probably just what was that like, seeing him in a different uniform?
It was kind of fun, just to go out there and compete. Former teammate, so tonight was a good night to go out there and compete against him.
Did he say anything? You get a chance to say anything to him? Or no? Okay.
Ray, you took a bunch of threes the first half. They just forcing you that? You hit your share, but you didn't get to the rim quite as often as some other times. They giving you that? How'd that work?
I definitely feel like I settled for about 2 or 3 of those threes I had tonight. I could have attacked there was a flare screen that I had on one of them where the lane was wide open, and I should have attacked it. But I felt comfy. That was my, I think that was the 4th shot after my 3rd make. So I was feeling good.
When you hit off the padding, like an ankle or something, or were you?
Oh, I got like kneed in my calf or something.
Oh, okay.
And then I started tightening up real bad. I just couldn't get rid of it. It started early though, going into halftime, and been having that issue with the cramping stuff kind of all year. I'm trying to fix it, and kill a lot of water and electrolytes as much as I can.
Do you have a history of cramping? Because as you said, you seem to have had to fight that all year. Is that something you've always had?
No, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, kind of. It's just a lot of just jumping on my end, just jumping. Like, it'll start in warm-ups, and I'm doing unnecessary 360 windmills and stuff. It's just gonna learn from it, save my legs for the 40 minutes.
Rick, as Texas Tech started making their run, making their comeback, from a player standpoint, did you feel like there was any sense of, here it goes again, or it's going to happen again, that kind of stuff? Was there any sense of like that?
Like they're going to come back and like win?
Yeah.
No, not really. The game's not over till it's over. But I felt like we could have prevented it in a way, and there's just a lot of factors that go into it. Like, I had 11 in the first half, and they held me to 5 or 4 points in the second, which is unacceptable on my end. And do the best I can on that part to try and make the shots that I get, but, it's a lot that plays into it.
Anything else for the players? Thanks, guys.
Good.
Questions for Coach?
So Josh, sort of, we asked the players a little bit in terms of the difference after your start and then what they started hitting shots. What was the difference there?
We made some really tough shots early, and I wouldn't say they were good, clean looks, but sometimes it's a little bit fool's gold. when you make tough shots early. And so you kind of get a confidence that's kind of a false confidence, so to speak. So you worry about that as a coach when hard shots are falling early and you get a lead and maybe you get a little bit comfortable. But you know they battled back and you know burned through every timeout early, trying to shut those runs down, those mini runs, and we just couldn't get into a groove defensively. You know, we certainly struggled with that ram ball screen and trying to weak that at the top. So they were getting a lot of really good looks out of it. But yeah, credit to them. I mean, they knocked them down, but you know, we got to be able to understand. We got to value possessions better. We got to do a much better job. And you know, I was really pleasantly surprised with how we handled Kansas State. You know, with that comeback, we only had 6 turnovers the entire game, and then tonight you turn it over 14 times, which that's not as bad as the number when they scored 16 off those 14. And so they're a slower paced team, but they saw opportunities in the second half to really push the pace and get downhill and take advantage of the open floor, and they converted. And they got some extra shots there that really helped them on their run. But like I said, anytime somebody comes in and makes 13 threes and gets 16 more shots, and good luck. I mean, it's going to be a struggle to win that one.
Coach, and Texas Tech's run, specifically in the second half, do you think they got too many open looks?
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 of them that are just crazy open.
Yeah.
It was demoralizing how open they were, and some of that's overhelp. I was really worried about Kerwin Walton. He was only 1 for 4, and I knew Chance McMillan was capable of going off like that. But seemed like every time he let it go, I felt like it was going in. So it was coming clean off his hands. So they spread it around, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, making threes out there. So they're kind of like whack-a-mole. Sometimes with Texas Tech, when they're so balanced, you knock one down, you plug that hole, and somebody else pops up and competes and gets an easy bucket. So yeah, they're a really balanced team. They compete, and Joe came in here and did his thing, and they're a better team tonight.
I was going to ask you, did you get a moment to talk with Tucson?
I didn't get much time. I've always respected Joe,
Mm-hmm.
and great kid from a great family, and wish he's still here playing with the old gold and blue.
What's it like preparing for a player that you've coached before to play against them now?
They can go a lot of different ways. Especially emotions that come back here, and we know his game, and we're trying to do everything we could to keep him out of paint. We mix and match our ball screen coverage with, certain guys, which we haven't done a lot this year. So it affects the backside of the defense in terms of your help side, and when you do that. So, but that middle ball screen, that flat ball screen, was giving us problems all night long.
Looked like Jesse was more under control, more balanced, like you wanted him to be, than he was at Kansas State. You feel like he adjusted, did what you wanted?
Yeah, and they tried, to their credit, the guys were trying to get him a ball late, but when you really think through these things, is you play the numbers game. If he touches the ball there late, they're going to foul. They're going to foul, and the guys don't really kind of explain that next time out. It's like we started doing that at the 9-minute mark at Kansas State. There's a couple guys on the floor that are minus 50%, under 50% from the free throw line. And so when they come up empty, it's almost a go for 2 from the line. It's just like a turnover. So yeah, it hurts that he's struggling with that wrist and that tape and not be able to knock things down, because I'd love to go to him more, especially when you're trying to stop the bleeding on some of these rounds.
Anything else for Coach?
Kobe had 8 points tonight and hit a 3 early whenever you all jumped out to that lead. What does it do for you all whenever he is more efficient scoring, especially from beyond the arc?
Yeah, that's very helpful. I mean, when you got another guard out out there making shots, 2 for 3, that's great. And I even tried to go to him 2 or 3 times in the post, and he's usually really effective down there and kind of forced issue a couple times when he just could use the backboard. So, he left several on the table, and he'll admit that too. So he probably should have had, 14 points at minimum. And we had an advantage down there low as well, but he was good for us, and that's what we need to be. We need to be a balanced scoring team.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.